Here we go in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Whoosh. All right, so we have our top 8 here for Genesis, and what a top 8 this is. We have our finalists, or one of our finalists from last year, Alex T, going up against Wallband, and a finalist from 2 years, or actually our champion from 2 years ago, Fractal, going up against Dingler in his first time here in the West Coast event outside of CTWC.
We're getting more people in at these. This is our third major, so it's good to see our player base treating it as such.
Of course, it is a best of 5. Winner will advance to the semis. And on CT2, we have Andy versus ID Kirby and Dog versus Robot.
Yeah, that Robot having to go back-to-back, not getting much of a break because we were waiting for Brodendam to finish his DDR tourney. But if any of our players can handle back-to-back, it's Robot. I think that kid can go 15 hours without a break and just playing this game.
Yeah, he's certainly a bundle of energy.
A little bit.
You know, when we were setting up on Thursday, one of the first things he asked is like, hey, you want to play tag? It was like, not sure about that, Bizarro. Maybe a later day.
And Avi with the $21.67 contribution. That gives us a grand total of $13.92 and some change. That's too tiny for my old eyes to read, but thank you very much. And one Tetris lead for Alex up top, and at our bottom match, it is about a 1 Tetris lead for Dengler. So close matches, as you'd expect for our top 8 players. And we had a little quick round 1, but I suspect round 2 is going to go pretty deep. We're going to go into level 29 easily. We're going to go 4 or 5 games at each of these matches.
Yeah, Dingler with a perfect opener right now so far. Yep. Fractal has taken a burn.
That's
5 burns.
10 in a row for Dengler. There's 11. Let's do the count. Why not? Counting's fun.
I mean, that's how we play Tetris. We count to 4.
Every time.
Well, most people count to 4. Some people can, and then they'll accidentally get a triple thinking that it's a Tetris.
And there goes the streak after we brought it up. You're welcome. It's very close game up top, 375-point lead. That's a half a line. And no more Mr. Genesis. That was just a DAS-only gimmick, apparently. No sign of him today. And $50 contribution from Ellis Hogg. Thank you very much. Pushing our total past $1,400. We're racing to $2,000.
Another big misdrop over there for Dingler. It's only going to cost 2 burns, but that's 2 burns is going to be exactly what Fractal needs in order to take the lead. If Dingler were to take 2 more singles, ooh, nice adjustment. Goes for the S-tuck. So Tetris for Dingler, trying to stay efficient any way possible.
And if you wonder what Dengler's listening to, it's game sounds. He has the headphones plugged directly into the sound capture from the Nintendo. So some players like to have the audio feedback from the clicks of the sounds and the moving back and forth laterally and the line clears. Wallbant way up top here. He's going to be able to handle this, but he's probably going to lose his lead.
He is in the middle of a 35-piece drought and counting, and so if he can get out of this by the time that long bar is received, then maybe he might not lose the lead. But you can see the frustration just building as these eyepieces start raining down, as Alex T is able to capitalize not on 1, but on 2 of the 3 that followed, and takes the lead as a result.
Yeah, droughts affect Canadians and Americans equally.
Another Tetris going to be scored over there for Alex T. So 413 to 375, and Fractal at 486. And we were tied there for just a brief moment, but I don't think we'll be seeing a tie anytime soon based on Dingler's board currently.
No. Gets the single clear, but that's only a triple once that well is open. He's going to fill it in on the left.
Things are back under control for Dingler in the lead, but also ahead in line. So Fractal's going to be able to take that right back. And we got a pair of 600K transitions, a high possibility here down at the bottom.
A little tougher seat up top. 1 Tetris lead for Alex. 444, 450 now. Wallbant with a slight lead. but a fired pre-transition score of 603 at 117 lines. This is going to be pushing 700 if this is played perfectly.
I mean, this is going to be the 4th 600K plus transition in a row for Fractal. In his matchup against Sharky, myself, he was able to get very high 600s. I was 1,000 points off of a 700K transition.
Oof. Wow.
So he's going. If he makes it 2 transition, we'll see 4 in a row. But you can see this drought.
He's being a little pushy up here. Finally gets some relief. Dengler with a 598. And with this next clear, if it comes, of course it's not. There it is.
We also have transitions up top, 570 for Alex T and 536 for Wallband, already in level 20. Fractal with the Tetris and change lead over Dingler.
The energy in this room, Sharky, did you feel it? Like the smash energy, the tournament call-outs, the cheers when people are doing good moves. Like it's a bit different than a typical retro game convention.
Oh, 100%. I mean, everyone here, well, not everyone, but majority of people here are competitive or like watching things that are competitive, just like how this game is down at the bottom. Dingler was running into some issues, but was able to get cleaned up, and so is Fractal, still maintaining that lead.
Look at these Tetris rates. This is stratosphere stuff.
And we are
hanging
neck and
that
neck
L
up top.
Every little mistake's going to make the difference here. Dengler looks like about a 4-line solve.
Was able to bring the piece back, avoid a misdrop, but Fractal still taking advantage, is behind in lines. He's been stacking a little bit lower than Dengler, so has some more room to play with in terms of overall pace potential. And up top, it's just been back and forth between Alex T and Wallbant. Wallbant is ahead in lines for that pair, but it's 748 to now 743 up top, and down at the bottom, 885 to now 887. A 2,000 point differential. Make that a Tetris differential following Fractal's Tetris on into level 24.
No, buckle up. I think we're going to get simultaneous 29s all around here.
It can happen. Another Tetris over here for Alex T. He's been playing off of unorthodox wells. For a moment, he was in a center well in probably, I think, column 6. Then he was in column 9 for a bit, and now he's finally back to the right-hand side. And that has worked out for him as he's been able to maintain a 1 Tetris lead and the pace advantage over Wallband.
Fractal over 1 million points now. There's the bell.
Dengler not too far behind, but is not getting the pieces that he would like. Running into a drought, but is able to get the eyepiece within a relative time.
3,000 point difference up top, these two.
Another Tetris for Alex T.
I was going to say the level advantage, but that is only 4-line difference.
Dengler 1 Tetris away from the max, as now Fractal encountering some issues here.
It's kind of late game. You need to get this down for 29.
There it is. There's the max for Dengler. Fractal still trying to work on this. Still has around 15 lines to go before 29 is reached, so should be able to get this board under control. There's the max for Alex T, and Wallbant is right there along with him, with the max going into 29, so 1,030,000. Another Tetris already into 29, yes. And Dengler hits 29 with 1,028,000. Fractal still with 1 Tetris to go, and same with Alex T, as Fractal, both of them get prepared.
Already at 1.1.
But hold on, Fractal might not even need any 29. Dengler tops out at 1,030,000. Fractal with the 1.1 is good for game number 1, so our focus goes up top as Alex T knocks down a Tetris and takes the lead.
Look at this. 1 Tetris difference here. About a half, actually.
Dingler takes it, or not Dingler, Wallband takes it right back, knocks down another Tetris. Alex T is going to go for a column 4 this time. Transfer over the well, and this time he's going to go for the column 8. He's really just been playing all around and is working for him with that Tetris. Takes the lead. Wallband going to be forced to take a triple as the board is now clean and Tetris ready, waiting for the next eyepiece.
Nails it.
Tetris ready again, but so is Alex T. Dingler with just under a Tetris, or not Dingler. Wow, Wallband with just under a Tetris lead.
Fractal's even getting into it. You can hear him.
Alex T waiting for the eyepiece, finds it. There's 1 Tetris, less than 3,000 points separate them. Wallband trying to keep that separation alive. However, Alex T brings it right back. Wallband exacerbated yet once more. And there's now misdrops on the board for Wallband. Alex T is clean.
Oh,
hold on.
Could be it.
He just needs to get this into column 2, but he needs the eyepiece to get into column 2. Finds it.
It's sold out the board, though. I think that might be it.
And Alex T has already surpassed Wallband's score. Woo. Alex T takes game 1, 1.387 to 1.381. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. But to your point that you said at the end of that, it was 50 lines until a real big mistake was made, and I can feel like it's very easy to understand why. The pressure was there.
Yeah.
Alex T was behind in line, so he had more room to work with, but always kept within a 2,000, a 3,000 point margin of where Wallband was. And it seemed like every time Wallband had built an advantage, Alex T clawed it right back.
Both players are playing it so clean. You know, your traditional low and conservative nail the Tetris is when you can play at 29 speed, and it took 50 lines of that speed and that consistency before there was the attrition was broken. So heck of a run there.
Yeah, and in Dingler's case, just ran into a rough board on 29 and was unable to recover, and Fractal just had a supreme level of pace. I mean, it was a 1.1 and still had room for another Tetris, I believe, and by the time Dingler topped out, Fractal hadn't even touched 29.
19 matters. So early on, close games. Well, I guess Fractal does have the 2 Tetris lead.
Yeah, Dingler has interestingly been forced to burn a lot more, and Fractal making the adjustment over there. And, you know, that was the thing that Dingler was known for. He was known for his adjustments, known for his ability to pace. But as we just saw in the last game, it was Fractal the one that had that higher transition. It was Fractal the one that was pacing in the post.
Mm-hmm. And we saw during the call run, Dengler would have that fire game at game 1 and kind of laid off a bit, then finished strong again. But a little more variance with the peaks and valleys. And against somebody like Fractal, you're just going to have to be a nice, consistent high score, maybe not have those fire games if you want to survive at a best of 5.
And he was already tested. Oh, nice adjustment for the T-spin over there from Dingler. He was already tested with Sam, a player that made his match debut today. And
K9 watching Tetris, $100 contribution. Go Wallbant, go.
And Go Wallband is currently in the lead by a couple thousand points until Alex T scored a Tetris right there. And Dingler able to find a Tetris, but now is going to be forced to take at least 3 burn lines. And that's the thing. You can see, like, he's getting punished. Right now, Fractal is only taking 1 burn.
Famously, was it 24 when he had 27 Tetrises in a row and in the semifinals and finals?
I think it was 23 because it was the semifinals up against Andy.
Okay. They'll kind of blend together.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Andy and Frac, beautiful double tuck over there from Fractal, and the eyepiece is going to kind of make the board all cohesive. And finally, it's taken a total of 4 burns, but 345 just around the halfway mark. This is that kind of 700K transition territory. And up top, we have, well, really all around the 300,000 around that 60 line, 70 line mark is always good and can sometimes be pretty indicative of the player's potential to score 600,000 or more.
I mean, that's what separates S tier from S++ tier, is squeezing out those inefficiencies and getting that extra Tetris rate at the 18 speed so that you do have that slight advantage going into 29, like we saw in game 1 from Fractal.
And yeah, anytime, you know, Harry Hong famously said back in CTM 2019, he was like, if you want a 650K transition, you want to have 100,000 every 20 lines. And Fractal is playing at a rate better than that currently.
Yeah. Funny, when he drops the gimmick, he plays better. Did I say that? Oops.
368 for Alex T. Wallbant at 387. Alex T actually in some danger. Goes for the Z flat. He's trying to get access
Wallbant
to that
also
hole on the left. So we might actually be running into a tough sequence if both players are in trouble, but Wallband stack is a lot more manageable. Alex T with a hang of the eyepiece over there to the left. Can he do something? He's going for the flat burn. Hold on, we might see some more magic happen here. Can't get the T-piece all the way over. That's a top out for Alex T. Wallband ties up the match 1-1.
That was unexpected. But even the best players from time to time, when they have to exert themselves, you kind of have a letdown game afterwards. That does happen from time to time.
I mean, Wallband also got some extra power from K9 because during this game, K9 did put into the prize pool $100 saying, go Wallband, go.
The donations are affecting the gameplay.
But down at the bottom,
lead, yep.
575 for Fractal Dingler. This is actually 700K transition possible. we could see. We've seen a 699 from Fractal today. We already had 600, so that is 5 games in a row.
Right,
Fractal's got a 600K transition. Go ahead and go, players, in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. That's y'all. Y'all said that y'all were ready.
See, Sharky's getting some of that tournament organizer blood in him now. He's like, let's go, come on. Want to go eat? 2
Tetrises to go here for Fractal. The question is, will we see it? There's one. Fractal just needs one more Tetris. He has 2 burn lines to give. The next eyepiece. Where is it?
Come on.
Waiting patiently.
Of course.
And there it is. Fractal with a 713,000 transition to Dengler's 650.
Literally says pay up.
Truly phenomenal paces here down at the bottom.
Love to see the stats on the line pieces on this one, but both players playing super well.
And Dingler finding all the right pieces. That board formation could have gotten awkward fast, but it's found a solution through it. The problem is still down by 2 Tetrises because Fractal's at 800,000 in level 21. Well, 839,000 level 21.
And no letting up. A lot of times when you have those monster pre-transition games, you kind of let down after transition. That's not happening for Fractal.
Yeah, we have a couple of gifts that we send on Discord. It's like your stack when you have a 700K transition, but that's been the complete opposite for Fractal here. I mean, we're talking about almost 900,000 going into level 22.
Machine mode on for Fractal.
Oh, 3-0 burst right there. It's going to force some burns. Not a lot, but still, you can feel it. Dingler not too far behind, though.
Concerned on the left. He does fill it in.
And there it is, Tetris for Fractal. And another Tetris for Fractal.
Oh, man.
2 more, and we will see a max out. So we're looking at a level 24 max. There's another Tetris for Fractal. And Dingler at 944, so we could see a level 25 max. Yeah, I know we've been raving about Fractal, but Dingler has been keeping up pace here in the post-transition. There it is, the level 24, a max into level 24 for Fractal.
Nice adjustment. Oh, then he gets a great adjustment, then hangs the L.
This is going to be a costly dig for Dingler. He can survive, but you got to pay for those shovels somehow, and he's going to be paying for it with his pace potential. Fractal with the 1.1 on level 25.
Real quickly up top, about a 1.5 Tetris lead for Alex T, but we're going to focus at the bottom.
Another Tetris for Fractal. Dingler has opened up the well, knocked down Tetris. There's the max for Dingler in the 26. Fractal already has a 1.1. And there it is, another Tetris for Fractal.
209 turn, 1.17.
Another Tetris for Fractal, 1.2 here on level 26. Another Tetris for Fractal.
He's feeling it. He's smiling.
To maintain this level of efficiency so consistently.
I know they were playing games earlier about trying to get that perfect max, and this is in competition, and you're damn close to it.
Another Tetris for Fractal. We're looking at a 1.3 going into level 28. We could see a 1.4 if he can somehow get all 3 Tetrises.
Chat conjured that one up.
There's the Tetris, but now look at all the dependency. One dependency filled. Would love to see a J or an I. Finds the I, but he's going for it. He wants it. He can taste it. There's another Tetris. Man. And he accidentally goes too far. A 1.377 with only 2 lines to go on the board now in disarray. This might be all for naught if Fractal can't survive this.
Goodness.
Now he's in 29. What can he do?
Too high.
He's able to find a couple of burns, but now Fractal tops out. Dingler has it chased down. 1,381,000.
It's clean and low, and he's cursing himself.
And a perfect clear for Dingler.
But this is not line-outable. You need Tetrises. 200,000 points down.
Truly a phenomenal gameplay for Fractal, but you can tell he wanted the 1.4, and there was a chance, but it was just when that T-piece went 1 cell too far.
All right, there is the Tetris. Still down 3. Hangs the L on the left, so back to cleanup mode. Still plenty of runway, but you got to have Tetrises. Meanwhile, at top, little messy boards on both sides. 2,000 point lead for Alex. We're going to keep focusing on the chase down at the bottom. Again, the target is 1.381 million. Tetris ready. Knocks it down. 1 and a change to go. 2 wide well.
Playing clean. He's taking the necessary burns.
Now there's enough time. 34 lines of runway. Under a Tetris.
And it looks like he's just going to line it out. So up top, 551 for Wallbant, 538 for Alex T. Remember, our match up top is tied.
I don't know about the line out strat, though. You got to get some doubles at least.
Dingler's calm, cool, and collected. Wallbant transitions with a 598.
7.
Alex T transitions with a 585.
2,000 to go. 1 more line. Wow, what a chase down.
Now our match down at the bottom is tied, and we had just got started on level 19 with Wallbant taking the lead, channeling in that momentum from that win. And, whoa, hold on.
I threw so hard. You have to watch it back. No, I had a chase my thumb.
A misdrop over here for Alex T. And you could kind of see him like shake his head a little bit in disbelief. He's like, wow, I made that misdrop. And Wallbant just being able to take advantage.
They're already swapping stories.
Wallbant now set up for a column 4, row 3, but it's going to take, still gets
nice
it and gets the perfect well transfer. Alex T now with the long bar dependency on the left, gets it filled and actually gets another eyepiece and gets cleaned up just like that as well.
That nearly took the entire 100 lines of level 29 for Dengler to make that chase down. Well paced out.
Ooh, good burn over here for Alex T. Wallbant takes the lead with that Tetris. Alex T enters in level 23, so this is a true lead. The line discrepancy has kind of been neutralized with those forced burns, but we are going to be seeing more forced burns as we run into another drought. There's another triple being taken by Alex T, but finds the eyepiece just in time, and Wallbant was not Tetris ready, but the board is clean, and he can start scoring, and he does so with that Tetris. 833 to now 849 here in the middle of level 24.
If you guys are ready, we can start the bottom.
Here we go, bottom in 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
Ooh, Wallbant missing the tuck. That's going to cost him. And misses getting to the left.
Several misdrops, one after another. He wants something,
Come
gets
on,
the eyepiece. That's a triple, not a lot of rest time. So that's going to be a split double, followed up by a regular double. Set us a delayed burn, burns it out, reopens up that left side, takes another double. And just like that, Wallbant is back into safer pastures.
Oof. Alex, screen looking after that. $100 donation. Matt watching Tetris. Go Fractal. So we are approaching $2,000. Thank you very much to contributors. But Alex T breaking $1 million. Wallbant 900,000. He's behind 100,000 points as we approach 29. Both boards in good shape for 29.
909 now for Wallbant. Alex T with the max and is in 1.1 territory. That entire time, Wallbant was fighting for his life. Alex T was able to capitalize, and as a result, is going to be going into 29 with that advantage. Wallbant could find 2 Tetrises here. Alex T can only find 1.
I love how close Alex T plays to the monitor. You can't even get him in the shot.
There it is, Tetris over here, or not Tetris, 29 play now for both as we run into a drought. Tetris for Alex T. Wallbant needs to get the eyepiece over. Crucial 5-tap hit. Now still down stacking, finds the L with the double, or single, but another single. Reopens up the well. Tetris ready. There it is, Tetris for Wallbant, as well as the max. Fractal now in a little bit of danger. Would like to find ideal pieces here, as both of our players up top encounter some minor issues on level 30, but then 31 brings things back down to the bottom. Fractal's going to be safe as a Tetris down at the bottom. So 133 for Fractal, 174 for Dingler. However, Wallbant now down by 176,000 points and is still fighting for his life here.
He is in burn shelf mode. He's got to get back to the bottom.
And he's doing it. He's making his way downtown. Burning fast. But he's not Tetris bound. There's another set of misdrops. Hits a crucial 5-tap, but hangs the square to the left. That's going to be it. Wallbant tops out at 1,079,000. Alex T takes game 3 and is now at match point.
what a fight from Wallband, coming back from several mistakes to keep it as close as it was. But Alex T too much.
Truly amazing dig, the sequence of burns. And those 5 taps are mechanically difficult. That is one of the big barriers to learning rolling, is getting those 5 taps down. However, his perseverance was definitely shown in that situation where he had to continuously have high-level execution. The doubles, the split doubles, the singles, they were all perfect. And what's perfect is they're ready for another game. So let's go ahead and count them down. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. As our attention focuses down to the bottom, and it looks like Dingler is starting to take a little bit of a lead. And it looks like this might be the first game that we've seen coming out of Fractal where we're not going to get a 600K transition this in this tournament so far.
There's got to be that psychological, I blew it, and you just don't want that to multiply and spread in your head. So Fractal really needs to regroup himself here. Looks like they are finished on CT2, so we're going to ways to go here on CT1, and then we'll probably take a small break and go straight into semifinals.
Dingler now 407,000. So generally, you know, you have that 450 going into 100 lines. That means the 600K transition is possible.
But it is a 3-phase game, Sharky, like you always say, and we're changing our qual format to reflect that 3rd phase, and that did Fractal in on the last game.
But I mean, it was going to be a 1.4. I definitely believe it was the highest into 29 that we've seen all tournament long, including the qual phase. But once again, it was just that one miss drop. Yeah, because he had the vision. Everything was lining up.
He said he was shaking, so like he knew the situation, and it was something special even for a champion, somebody with a bunch of medals. That even moments like that can get to you, and you kind of get caught up in the moment. Tetris and half lead up top for Alex. At the bottom, 2 Tetris lead for Dengler. What a tournament this weekend. Loving the vibes here.
Yeah, we are tied down here at the bottom. Alex T with the advantage up top. Just one game away from securing a spot in the semifinals. I think we need to kind of give this a reminder. This is top 8.
It's top 8.
This isn't the semis. This isn't finals. This is top 8.
Like these players aren't guaranteed a payday yet until we hit $2,000 in the prize pool. So we're playing for getting into the money right now.
And these players now at the bottom have reached transition. Dingler with that over 600K transition, as I mentioned in Fractal, with his lowest transition all tournament long. Just barely over 500K.
I know. What a terrible way to live.
However, it is a 3-phase game, and the post-transition, a lot can happen. And down at the bottom, we actually haven't seen a terrible... Wallbant in trouble.
Come on.
Needs to get a TPs all the way over to the left, but can't. Misses the roll. Top out, 197. Alex T is good. Makes it to another semifinal, which means our attention focused solely on our match here down at the bottom. Fractal versus Dingler. Dingler with a 158,000 point lead. This is the biggest margin of lead that we've seen from Dingler in this match.
I mean, some people would probably say that he stole that second game, and he's taking that momentum into game 3 and could steal the match this way. Fractal was on top of the world after a great qual and after a great round 1 and game 1, but he kind of hit a brick wall here.
But you can see the seriousness in his face. He is not playing around and sets up a couple of ambitious delay burns. But if an L piece, if it would have came just a piece sooner, it would have worked out a lot nicer. He still has plenty of clean ways to get this in a better shape. Small misdrop, but Dingler, clean board, taking advantage. Now the pace that we're seeing from Dingler is almost the mirror of what we saw from Fractal in the previous game.
Absolutely. Look at this lead growing for Dengler. He's about to 2 touches away from 1,000,000 points.
And this is where things are going to be interesting because outside of, Dingler lining out all the way to 38 in order to complete the chase down, we haven't seen these players reach level 29 and really go at it for the entire duration of it.
It was kind of a controlled burn for Dengler in that chase down, only getting the 2 Tetrises and the rest of it being a line out. So at this point, is he going to keep that conservative play in 29? But we still have about 30 lines to go before we find out.
One thing that we have found out is that Dingler has already got a max. Fractal now looking to go and get as close to a max going into 29 as possible. And he's been getting these Tetrises. That was a really fast level 26. 3 Tetrises were found there.
But 1.2 going into 29 is possible for Dengler here.
Fractal now trying to get Tetris ready, looking for something to fill in the center. Finally finds it. 916. Fractal can actually max going into 29.
But board state is crucial.
Oh, Dingler with a couple of rough placements does open up the well, goes for the S flat, trying to keep the well open, and he's selling out. There's kind of similar situation that Fractal got himself into. Dingler now hits transition, hangs a piece over there to right. Now Fractal has a chase down, 1,206,000. But the drought continues to grow. There's a Tetris. Now Fractal has to burn down. Finds it. Perfect. Fractal opens up the well. Now he has the chase down. And now Tetrises will have to be scored at various points throughout this post-29 play. And there's one. Fractal set up. Clean play.
He's talking to himself. We know what happens when he focuses.
There's 2. There's 3. 3 more Tetrises remain and change.
We need a 1.21.
Doesn't get a piece all the way over to the left. This could be dangerous, but nice. Finds the Tetris, looking for something to burn, and now he's going to try and clean this up. He has the leeway now. Those Tetrises that he bombarded at the beginning of the post-29 are important, but he misses a 5-tap. He's in danger. Can Fractal survive this? Hits a couple more 5-taps. Now that hang is going to do it. Fractal tops out, unable to complete the chase down. Dingler goes up 2-1. Let's go ahead and get them counted down. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Game 4. Fractal needs to win this to force a decider. Dengler needs to win this to guarantee a spot in the semis.
One hole there for Fractal, so he's already starting in a hole here. Needing a line piece to fill that in. That'll give Dengler the half Tetris lead early. Kind of deep breaths here as we know how this is the story of this match. It's been build a lead early, and then can the opposing player pull it out at the end after a top out?
And it's, Fractal's been put in a lot of these high pressure situations, and the pressure that came from game 2 wasn't because of necessarily Dengler, but it's because dude was going to get a 1.4 going into 29 in a competitive match.
Yeah.
And in order, this is almost a repeat of what happened in the match between Katie and Genesis 2024. It was a similar kind of top 8 or top 16 matchup, if I'm not mistaken.
No, Dengler making a few little mistakes here, so this is going to get Fractal back into the lead. Look, we have a tie score, just like that.
And then Fractal's going to break the tie with Tetris. Good delay burn. That brings us back into tie territory.
If these two tie, though, I'm going to throw this chair.
Is that union approved?
Oh man, I don't want to get in trouble with them.
Something that's not funny is these kind of situations developing for Fractal. It does find a Tetris, but it has two deep holes that need to be filled.
So Dengler is up by a Tetris and will increase that lead.
And Fractal just unable to find. Oh, that is a rough S. I like the idea. Does get the T piece. It was very complicated, but I love that Fractal was able to execute on it. And
why not? Let's go. Let's build it up some more.
Kind of building a bridge across the stack. Nice. Good maneuverability. Beautiful. Double tuck. Great execution there. A few burns were afforded, but look at how he fixed up the stack.
Just how he drew it up. And then he does that. You know, that's a classic regular player move.
You do something cool, like maybe you get out a cool dick, and then you misdrop immediately after. But still, the vision was there, and Fractal's ability to execute on it, phenomenal. Great cerebral planning. Nice adjustment as well, but Dingler is going to take the lead, 425 to 367.
This is why we like best of 5. The narrative of the match changes from game 1 to game 4. Fractal was on fire in that game 1, and it's kind of gone south since then. Can he stop the bleeding and get back into this?
Yeah, everything rides on this game, and Dingler could continue to make a statement for himself. Obviously, you know, winning in Hartford was a big one. Winning in the Boston event was another big one for Dingler. And now if he's able to continue this path going through Genesis, I mean, gives a lot of justification. It's like, oh, Dingler might have had a bad year in the online years, but now he's coming back into a resurgence just in time for CTWC this year.
Getting that conversation to take home the J block.
But the craziest thing throughout all that is, mathematically speaking, Fractal can still 600K transition.
So it's one of those games where he had that crazy issue, and we'll still get that superlative pre-transition.
He doesn't have a lot that he can afford to burn from it, but it is actually possible.
Could still get 4 Tetrises here. But maybe setting mini challenges within the game is probably not the best move.
3 Tetrises available. Dingler transitions at a 655.
Whew.
Which he got quite ahead of the sequence over Fractal.
Getting a dependency.
There's a Tetris for Fractal. Look at just throwing all these pieces to the left. Finally gets it filled in. And there it is, a 600K transition for Fractal.
There was no bounty for that either. He just did that on his own accord.
It was just the gained efficiency from solving what seemed like a perilous misshot situation. It's like, oh, this is going to cost him majority of the pre-transition to burn out. No, finds all these creative double tucks, these overhangs, and still manages to get a 600K transition.
And this is why Dengler makes a misstep here, and now Fractal can start to close that gap.
Good patience for Dingler, holding out for the ideal piece. Now Fractal having to fill in that long bar dependency, trailing by 100,000, but here's the thing, Fractal is a full level behind, and in our later levels, a full level of Tetrises can be worth 100,000.
Yep.
So in terms of pace, they are actually pretty identical. Maybe even Fractal has an advantage. And you can see them constantly looking at each other's screens.
The banter is gone. They are serious right now.
Fractal's tournament life is on the line. He finds a Tetris, skims for 2 individual singles, staying Tetris ready, and finds another. 771 to now 880 as we are in level 23 for Fractal, level 24 for Dengler.
Takes the triple. Will that harm him later on?
Well, Dingler also being forced to do some burning, had the well covered, but reopens it just in time. Another Tetris for Fractal, another Tetris for Dengler. At this rate, we are looking at a max in level 25 if Dingler is able to find 2. He's going to take the triple. Disciplined.
That 100,000 point difference has stayed for a good 2-3 levels now.
But that's because Fractal is behind in lines. And at this rate, it seems like they are both matching each other for Tetris rate. The pieces are falling in like a synchronized rhythm at one point. However,
They're getting a little high here. I mean, they're going to get this burned
Oh
down.
my gosh, Dingler gets that over to the right. And with that insane Tetris, Dingler has maxed out, but now has to take the burns, has to get the board back under control, knocks down a Tetris, but he's not in the Tetris scoring position. Fractal now enduring a drought, takes the double, keeping the well open. There it is, Tetris for Fractal. This is his opportunity to close his gap, to gain some efficiency.
Right at 29, he's timing this perfectly.
And he's doing so. There's another Tetris for Fractal. There's another Tetris for Fractal. There's the max.
Down to 2.
Now Dingler has cleaned up the board, and he's back to scoring Tetrises. There's the 1.1 for Dingler.
Oh my goodness.
There it is, Tetris for Fractal. We are closing in on level 29. Dingler has 2 Tetrises that he can afford. Fractal has about 4. However, few burns going to be forced on Fractal's side. Dingler goes into 29 with 1,175,000. Fractal with 3 Tetrises available.
How does Dengler play this? He doesn't know what he needs.
He's the one that set the bar, and Fractal's the one that has to match and exceed it if he wants to stay alive here in this tournament. Fractal, one more line available until we hit 29. He's Tetris ready. He's waiting.
This is the classic pace advantage. We're seeing it play out here.
Doesn't find the eyepiece. Stands it up. Knocks down a Tetris. Fractal with the 1.1 now. Dingler with the 1.2.
Down to 2 Tetris difference now.
Good tucks over there from Fractal. Goes for, actually went for that. The aggressive play. Just like that, the well is open. Needs the next eyepiece. Takes a safety double. Setting up a burn.
Droughted.
Your drought counter starts ticking. We are now at 16 for Fractal, but doesn't find a use for that eyepiece. Things are looking complicated. Fractal now going to go for the... No, he actually stands it up. Still waiting on good pieces over here for that left. A T piece is a godsend as he is able to reopen up the well. Fractal is now Tetris ready, holding out.
Now it's at 3. Dengler scoring this whole time.
Yeah, but there was a Tetris for Fractal. Now he's brought the board back under control. Dingler's going to take a triple, not a Tetris. And Dingler is ahead in line, so you still got to keep in mind. So Fractal does always have an opportunity for a chase down. There it is, Tetris for Fractal. Goes to 1.256. Dingler at 1.3. Make that 1.4. He's putting the pressure on Fractal.
Fractal hangs it.
Still going to stay alive here. Needs an eyepiece.
Boom.
Knocks down a Tetris, but now this misdrop is catastrophic. It's going to cost him some burn lines, and those are burn lines that Fractal cannot afford.
0.5 now.
Fractal would love to get that L piece, doesn't find it. Still trying to find ways to burn. Needs an eyepiece. He set up for a dirty Tetris. Couldn't find the eyepiece, so now he's having to take these skims, take these burns, reopens up that hole in column 9, and is forced to take the triple.
We're running out. We're down to 30 lines.
Almost a 200,000 point lead for Dingler, and Dingler is burning, but Fractal's not in a scoring position just quite yet either.
LJ gets it.
All right, there it is. Fractal accidentally went for the triple. This is it. We're closing in on our last 3 levels. Dingler with only 3 more Tetrises available. Fractal knocks out a Tetris. And Dingler, another misdrop. More. The board is starting to get in disarray. Dingler is actually running out of time to continue to improve his score, and Fractal is clutching this up. He is Tetris ready again. He's on row 2. He's playing aggressive. He takes the double, and he knocks out a Tetris. Now he's only down by 1 in a fraction. Fractal, oh no, he's not Tetris ready. Dingler knocks out a Tetris. Fractal is down by 2. He needs 1.603. He has to get 2 Tetrises. There is no other way. He hangs. Is that it?
That's it.
And Fractal is eliminated here at top 8. What a game. What a match. And what insane play from both of them.